I'm feeling really dizzy today. That's going to be an interesting day. So, this is the mix, which is a mix of mediumship and messages. I give priority to other side connections for the first 30 minutes or so of the show, similar to what I do on Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So, here on Blog Talk Radio, this show will be at Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and also Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. If you'd like to be in a contest to win a free session with me, it's a monthly contest, so you don't have a lot of people to compete with. You're only competing with those people that joined during the month that you enter the contest. Now, how do you enter? You just go to spiritmediumtv.com, and on the upper right portion of that screen is a form. Fill that in, and you join my mailing list, and that is how I draw the winner. And every month there's a new winner. So the beginning of April, I will be drawing for March, and I will announce this 2 more times during the course of this show. Also, if you would like to have a private session with me, I do have a sale going on right now. Just go to spiritmediumtv.com, and item number 1 on that page will allow you to have your own private time with me. And I do have face-to-face, in person, Skype, and also phone. Everything is recorded, and it's always of the highest quality that Spirit can provide through me, and always done in an ethical, evidential way. If you want to get readings on the show, just call this number and you'll be in the queue. We're pretty blasted with callers already. That phone number is 347 area code 945 5849. That's 347 945 5849. And you can also watch the show live on Facebook and Google Plus and Twitter, and also on this website page, which is spiritmediumtv.com, item number 2. And you might notice today I did not straighten my hair, which is kind of wild is what it means. And hopefully our messages will be not that wild, but will be helpful to you. So I will, as I've been doing lately, open with a bit of channeling, and then we will go into the phone lines. Again, if you'd like to be in the contest to win a free session, please join my mailing list, and you'll be in the March contest. And then every month thereafter, if you're listening to this after the show is done, if you're listening to this from iTunes or what have you, or an iPod, a podcast rather, in other words, a past show. Just go to spiritmediumtv.com, join the mailing list on the upper right portion of this screen there, and you will be in to win the current month's contest. God, I hope I'm more articulate than this for the rest of the show. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to see what messages are going to be channeled in. These are general messages helpful for everyone that will be listening to this today, and as I mentioned, in the future. One moment, please. We are here. Yes, we have come to visit with you again today. We are still the one. However, there will be other entities that will come in the future to help you in your life and where you are going. You and all those that are listening. When we say you during this time, we will mean the general you or the larger you, everyone that is listening. All of the egoic personalities that are tuning in today and those that will be in the future. Yes, the ego is important. We do mention that you have ego by calling you egoic personalities. And yes, the ego is important for navigating through the current of your life, the river and the flow of what you experience on earth. However, it is our purpose to remind you that if you can tap into the broader self, the bigger you, that is the brighter you. That is the part of you that has more energy, the part of you that has more power, and the part of you which can enact miracles from henceforth. Yes, it is interesting to think in terms of time, but for a moment, would you please think in terms of everything at once? There is no real time, but you who have chosen to incarnate experience things in a linear fashion. There is only the all, there is only the now, which allows you access to the all. And once you're able to enter that space of infiniteness, that space of all beingness, you will have access to creating. It is through the now that you enter the all that is. And the all that is infinite in its power. It is not the smaller you. We call it the egoic you. It is the larger you. And from that larger you can open up doors for yourself, doors of creativity, doors to co-create, actually just simply create. Nowadays on Earth, at this time, at this passage, at this linear moment on Earth, those of you who are in tune with metaphysic concepts talk about co-creation quite a bit. And we would like to talk about co-creation with you for a moment. There is no such thing as co-creation. There is only creation. And that is the point. That as you learn how to embrace your divineness, your divine nature, you will tap into your ability to create. There is no separateness from you and the one. You see, we are all one. And when you understand that through meditation and being in the now, you will gain access to creativity and be able to create your existence as you deem fit. It is even more powerful to work from the goals of the soul versus the goals of the ego, for the soul has access, has the key to eternity and power. And so we will give you one last idea about all of this today. One way to enter the all that is to embrace the rightness of now. That means that each moment in your life, as your ego self expresses this moment and experiences it, each moment is precious. That means that the good and the bad both are good. And when you can see everything as experience, and therefore experience is good, you have entered the now of creativity and the place from which you will be able to transmit your ideals to the universal mind for fulfillment. And now we will step aside and allow the personality, Laura, to come back into the room to work with you all on your specific issues. Namaste. Whoa, that was interesting. They're getting a little bit more powerful. I feel like I let something out of the bottle there. Okay, so we're going to go to the first caller not the first caller, but the first person that called in for an other side connection. And then we'll work with those people as much as I can. And then we'll go to live questions. It looks like I can get to most of you waiting today. It is during the day, so it's a little bit less trafficked, if you will. Okay, I am going to go to Lene right now, who is wanting another side connection.
Hi, Laura.
Hi, Lene. How are you today, darling?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, love. So what I'm going to do is develop whoever I see, and then we'll see what direction you want me to go in. Everybody always has an idea of what they want, but we try to let spirit lead us through this process, as the results will always be better that way, Lene. Okay, so one moment. Let me just see who. The first thing, I do feel that there's more of a mother figure, a female around you. She feels a little bit on the heavier side, if you will. They can show at any time in their life. Her hair is brown in its original color. It's not real long. It's more on the shorter side, but long enough to cover her ears, and then it's a little bit shy of the neck. It's layered and rounder and soft around her face. It also looks like there's some white hair coming in, so she's caring to show me a change or transition in hair color. There's something about her having blood pressure issues, and or usually that could also mean cardiovascular issues. But she says she had blood pressure issues for a long time, and that was part of the reason that she transitioned. In other words, blood pressure and cardiovascular issues. Do you understand this for this person, please, or do you know who this is so far?
I think it's my grandmother.
Okay. She's overweight. Do you understand that she was overweight a little bit, but her legs are thin?
Yes.
Okay. She's coughing a little bit also, showing me a little bit of phlegm and mucus. So she's showing me a degradation in health, not just the blood, but other issues as well. And she says she kept her illnesses to herself quite a bit. She didn't want to share things with people. She didn't want to be old and feeble, and she didn't want anybody fussing over her. Does that sound like her personality to you, Lene, please?
Yeah.
Okay. She says you're like her. You're very stoic. You don't let anybody know anything. You don't let anybody know anything. She says,
Yes.
and she's saying, "Will you please stop that already? Don't be like me." She says, "If I said I need help or sought help, I probably could have lived on longer than I did. But no, 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 I had to be brave." And she says, "There's no benefit to that, Lene, to be brave." And she gives me something like in her 70s. It looks like that she lived to be in her 70s, towards the latter part of her 70s, or she's given me 70s and latter part of her 70s as something to do with her passing. Maybe she just had a change in health or something. Does that make sense to you, please?
I think so. I'm not sure how old she was
Okay.
when she passed.
All right. And so I guess 79 years old is very significant. So if you can't remember now, it may come out later on. 79 and latter parts of 78, 79, that's when things really started to break down in her health. And she says, I wish I'd listened to other people, like, my own children and everything sooner. She says, and then that wouldn't have happened as early as it did. She says, I let myself go. But she says, I should have known better. I mean, I'm not that, I didn't live in a time when there wasn't any way to help me. Medically, there were ways to really help me. And she says, if I had been more open about what was ailing me, that would have been taken care of. There seems to be a son. Okay, I don't know whose son this is just yet, and I don't know where he is, but I get a sense of a son, and she wants to talk about somebody's son, either her own son, which would mean you have an uncle, or if this is your father's mother, or that there's a male under you or down the family line that is related to her. Hold on one second. Let's see if I can develop that a little bit. Hold on. Okay, you have a son. Do you have a son, honey?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
He's a very good boy, she says, and I'm very.
Yes,
yeah, she says, I'm so happy for you to have that child. He gives you a lot of joy, and he's brought a lot of meaning to your life and cohesiveness. Keeps you organized. She says it keeps you organized and on point for yourself and what you need to do with your life. She says, you may not realize all of that right now, but she says, if you didn't have this child, you might have gone off and, just traveled or done all kinds of other things. But she says children give our life structure, and they give us purpose. Right? And she's so happy for you to have this beautiful child. Now, I don't know why she only talks about the one child. You could have others, but she cares to highlight him in particular. I hope that makes some sense to you. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So now I'm going to just ask you, is there somebody else that you're wanting to speak with?
Yes.
Is that
my boyfriend passed in December.
Okay.
His name is Winston.
All right. Let's see if we can bring him in. 1 second, please. Winston for Lene. Okay, so the first thing I get is a male who's got a big body. He's tall. Do you know if Lene, he was tall, okay, Winston, very tall, big physique, and he has a very nice, deep voice with a nice, deep laugh. He enters the room, or the space we're in, laughing a little bit. It's kind of cute, kind of brushing himself off like, I hope I'm presentable. It's like making a public appearance here. He says, I'm okay, Lene, I'm okay. He says, it wasn't as difficult as you thought, although it seems it was, well, what he's saying, and I'm adding in the word seems, he says, it wasn't was very sudden or shocking or not expected, his transition. Do you understand that, please, Lene?
Yes.
Okay. He says, you know something? He says, I didn't suffer much. He says, and I'm very calm and I'm very calm and peaceful now. And but it was like, let me see if I can get some more about that. More like it was almost like something, the rug was pulled out from under him. He says it felt like that. He says it felt like I was here one moment, gone the next. Sudden, snap your fingers, gone, gone. He says I did come to visit you and the family a bit before I went. He says because I think you all needed to have that healing. So he didn't go directly into the light. He was around Earth for a while, at least a month actually. He said he even needed to adjust to it somewhat. The reason he's saying this, there is a reason, Lene, other than me making up, me saying this, is because he says he wants you to know that what you sensed was true, that you weren't alone. There were times when you felt his presence talking to you or, around you, and he wants to confirm that for you. Understand, please? Understood, please?
Yes.
Okay. He says, yes, I was there. He says you also found something of his on the floor in your room. And he says he was instrumental in leaving that there. It seems like it was some little thing like a tie clasp or some little thing that was left on the floor. Do you recall that, please?
I think it was a sock.
A sock. Okay, thank you. Yeah, and you're wondering, how the heck did that get there? Well, he's saying that he had something to do with that. Okay. He says, okay. Now, let me just see if he'll give me something else. I just want to see if I can get him to talk about something else. Hold on one second, please, Lene. Okay, do you want to talk about how you passed, sir? It was traumatic. It was traumatic. It falls into the category of accident, and it was very sudden. There's something to do with like crashing or combustion or explosion, something like that. Does that make sense to you, Lene?
No.
Okay. What actually did take his passing? Maybe I can map it into that.
I believe it was heart failure.
A heart failure, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Could his heart have had a heart attack that was like an explosion? I don't mean to be rough there, but it seems like it's like exploding suddenly. Pooh! All right, well, just leave it like that. It's not an accident that we walked into a car crash or something like that, but it's an accident in his chest. He says this was not supposed to happen. That's why he calls it an accident. Okay, I'm going to see if Winston will tell me why he says that. Why do you say that, Winston? Because I was fine. He says there was nothing going on at the time, which would have indicated this was nesting inside of me. He says there is a valve that literally went, almost like an aneurysm in a heart valve or something like that. So I don't know if you know that much about it, but it was like no indication that this was there. It was like something underneath the surface that was waiting to explode. And when it did, that was it. Okay. Now, I don't know if you know that. I guess all you got was it's a heart attack, whatever.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah. Now, he's giving me a vision of him on the floor, like where it happened, and he's alert. But he's down on the floor and he's asking for help, or there's help there, like EMS or what have you. He says he was alert for quite a while, but to no avail. No one could really bring him back. I think he did make it to the hospital, at least that far, and then I feel his consciousness diminishes, and then he goes off, and he's in sleep state. But he says it wasn't gone right away. It did take a little while for him to transition. In other words, it wasn't instant in terms of him leaving. After he falls into a coma or loses consciousness, he says he's still alive for quite a while, and they're trying everything they can do, to get him back. But there's also a sense of him not having oxygen to his brain. And I think that's right when it happened. So you might know that, and that is something that was probably said or stated, that if he did come back, he wouldn't be like he was before. Or they were worried about that. Are you aware of that, please? That he maybe we.
No, I wasn't aware of that. I know that I left the emergency room to go out in the waiting room, and apparently, as soon as after I, left the room,
Yeah.
that's when he passed.
Oh.
And I believe they were working on him for like a half an hour.
Yeah.
And
Well, I want you to know that he says that if he were to be revived and they would have been able to save him, there was a very high chance that he would not have had the same cognitive levels because he passed a few times probably on that table. And so he wasn't getting oxygen to the brain. And he might have actually passed even before he revived at the scene of the event. In other words, there are times when he didn't have oxygen going to the brain. He wouldn't have been the same after that, he says. He was given a chance to come back to Earth, but he knows that he would have had to been sick on Earth. I feel he either wants to say hello to your son or that he has his own son, but he's saying hello to some younger person that's male. Oh, your son, he says he wants to send you his love, you and your son some love. He says, thank you, Lene, for calling in today, and he loves you very much. He'll be around again soon. Look for the signs and signals he will be leaving you. There'll be, hold on. There'll be more pots in the pantry. I don't know what he means by that. What do you mean by that, Winston? I'll be leaving things around the house for you, some of which will have to do with cooking also. He says he liked to cook when he was on Earth. Do you understand that, please?
No, I didn't know that.
Well, he certainly liked to eat, but he's saying something about pots in the kitchen or pots in the pantry. So I don't know. Keep your eye out for pots. See if you find a pot in the pantry. I have no idea what that means. Okay, sweetheart? Have a beautiful day, darling. Right. Okay, bye-bye, love.
Thank you.
You're welcome, honey. Bye. Oh, yeah, that was interesting. Okay, we're going to go to Chawika, who is wanting another side connection. Chawika, hello, darling.
Hi, how are you? Thank you for taking my call.
Sure, absolutely, honey. Now, I do feel there's a female for you, like a mother figure. Okay, I don't know if that's who you want. I'm just going to take a quick look-see to see if there's anyone else popping in around you, and then I'll go in a direction. Either if I have a couple of souls, I'll ask you where you want me to go. If I only feel her, then I'll just go in that direction. 1 second, Chawika.
Okay.
Mother, okay. There's a mother figure here for you. Is there anybody else? There's a couple of family members. There's a grandpa. There's this mother figure, and that could be a grandma. Interesting outfit I'm seeing. I don't know who who is that? Interesting. I don't know how to interpret this. So let me just go with this female because now she shows me a picture. It could be of you when you were a little girl, or it could be something to do with your heritage that's unusual. Okay. But the interesting thing is it's a long dress. It's got white and light blue on it, and there's a hat that reminds me of somebody that would have been a Quaker. Or somebody like that, a Quaker. I don't know if you're familiar with the way people dress in that, if they're Quakers or they have strict religious guidelines, but it reminds me of that Dutch. There's something to do with Dutch and Anglo-Saxon that goes in your family line. And I know that sounds really bizarre, but that is what I'm getting for you. Do you understand anything about that, please?
About Quaker? No.
What about Dutch?
Not that I know of. No.
Okay.
I know my grandma's side, they were half German.
Oh, well.
I come from native mostly.
That's fine. Well, that's the German part. Okay, she's trying to show me that.
Okay.
Yeah, she's trying to show me that. Funny way she has to show me that, but she says your answer, and she wanted to point that out, is something very specific because she's that line of the family. Okay, she's that line of the family. Okay. She says, I'm here with you. I'm here with you now with a lot of ancestors from that side of the family. She says you never really knew us that well. Okay, that's one of the reasons why
That's true.
yeah, that's one of the reasons why she wants to come in and show you your more Anglo-Saxon roots, which you ignored most of your life. And there's a part of you that wanted to know more about that. You kind of daydream about that from time to time, because
I do.
yeah, because there's parts of you that are incongruent with the. I mean, you fit the family mostly, but there's other parts of you that don't fit the family that the people that you know. And one of the things I get for you is your face, and that you have a more of a you have a brown skin.
I have.
Okay, hold on, honey.
I'm sorry.
No, let
Oh
me just.
yeah, it was like blinking out. Now it's better.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey. Yeah, I see that you have high cheekbones, a square jawline. Your nose is more clipped or more Anglo-Saxon. You have more Anglo-Saxon features, a little bit more than the rest of the family. Okay, that's what she's showing me. Do you understand that, please?
Yeah, I do have high cheekbones and or like roundish squared bottom part. Yeah.
Yeah, and even the nose is not hooked forward. It's more of a little bit of
No,
a.
it's not.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, it's hooked up a little bit. Not hooked up, but you look like that's from the German side of the family. That tendency. But your skin tone fits your family, but your features, the way your face is shaped, is a little bit more going towards the Anglo-Saxon, is what she's showing me. So she's trying. I see your hair, or at least what she's showing me, is long and straight, and it does look dark. Okay, but then you have these features
yes.
on your face. You're a very pretty girl you are. She says you're very lucky to have that appearance because it makes you very unique. And she says also there's something very unique about you. Okay. Um, Let me just magical about you in your heritage. Not only you said Native American, did you say?
Yes. I
Okay.
was raised more around that. Yeah.
Yeah, not only the Native American, but also the Germanic roots, or she calls it Dutch, but Dutch, German, whatever. It's all very similar Anglo-Saxon.
Oh,
Okay, she calls it
yeah.
Dutch. Yeah. Uh, so let's just see what this is. Okay, what you want. You're a very magical and creative person. She says she wants you to use your talent to help others and heal others. She says don't ignore that part of yourself. Okay. She says
Okay.
that doesn't come from me. That comes from your native
Yeah.
roots. Okay. She says you have the
Yeah.
ability to heal. You're a healer. Okay. And a helper.
Yes.
Right. And she says sometimes we get.
Yeah. I was told that.
Yeah. And she says sometimes we get caught up in our day-to-day life and taking care of this and taking care of that and running here and there and making money and all those things. She says, but you're magical inside, and I don't want you to ignore that facility within yourself and use your magic because it will make your life magical and make everything you do creative. So that, Sharika, is my loving message to you from the more Germanic side of the family. Get started with your creative work, my love, she says.
Okay.
Okay, love?
And I love that message.
Aw, all right, sweetheart. So,
I needed
yeah,
that.
yeah, honor your creative self and your healing self. She says you're never going to feel complete unless you use that, because you're not. I mean, everything else that you're doing is fitting in, getting a job, doing everything according to what
Yeah.
Western society says. But she said, isn't it ironic that your European ancestor comes in to tell you to be less European or less Anglo-Saxon, but go more with the Native American and use that magical side to you. Use it.
Oh, yes, it is.
All right, sweetheart.
And she was the one I wanted to come forward because I didn't go around her as much as I wanted to, and I felt bad.
There you go, sweetheart. God bless, honey, and I love you. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, honey. Bye-bye. Okay. And so I'm going to go to Lynette. I think, oh, I did Lynette. Hold on. I'm going to go to Nathaniel, who's been waiting very patiently, and we'll see what he wants me to do today. Nathaniel, how are you, darling? Nathaniel? Yep, Nathaniel must have had to leave for a moment. Oh, there he is. Okay, darling. Do you have a question today, or are you wanting another other side connection? What can I do for you today, honey?
anything that you have other side connection, as I'm always fascinated with.
Okay.
You seem to know what to say.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen. And I want to say to you're a regular listener and caller, and I want to thank you for that. It's always nice to have, people listening to the show and that like what I do. Thank you. I also have to
you do have one of the highest quality shows on Blog Talk.
Thank you, honey. Thank you. And you want to know something interesting? I've tried to move myself to other networks, this and that. I really like Blog Talk's ability for me to produce my own show, not filtered through somebody else. I have, complete creative control over it. It's very nice. It allows me to be me.
Right, because other people are telling you not to breathe or talk, and then you got to go on and do mediumship, which is really hard.
It is. It really is. So this is a Blog Talk Radio. If you're listening anywhere out there, you ever hear this? I like you. Okay.
Yeah.
It's the freedom that they give you. Okay, and I also want to say it's sometimes hard to keep bringing in other side connections for the same people over and over because we need to take a rest. There's something that it's as if it's like potency, like it's recharging itself when we take a rest.
Yeah.
So so there is somebody here for you, but I'm going to ask you, next time maybe we'll do a life question if you really need it, okay? Try to stay away from, because then it gives me a chance to recharge my connection for you. Okay, now I do feel a mother figure popping forth. Now, let me see, I don't remember too much of what transpired before. This is a more senior person. And I don't know if I'm confusing this with someone else or this already happened with you, but I'll just give you what I'm getting. Let's go there. One of the things I get is this woman has a musicality to her. A musicality to her. Yeah, music.
Yes.
Okay.
My mom played piano and stuff.
So. Okay. I was going to say she's a pianist, and she's okay. She shows as having slender legs, but believe it or not, a little bit wider in the hip area. But she's showing me her in a skirt, so I'm not seeing too much of that. But just a little bit about her physicality, a little bit wider in the torso area, but thinner limbs, thinner arms and legs. And she says she's a very creative sort of person, just like you. I see brown hair as original color, but I also see it moving into mid brown, not real dark brown, moving into senior years, getting more of the salt and pepper to ultimately white. I don't see her very old in the vision she's giving me, or the hair just didn't get white in whatever she's giving me. I just don't see that. She also shows me her hair as if it's pulled off her face gently, like not cut short or layered, but more gently pulled back off her face. So she must have had her hair longer at least one time in her life, at least the way she's showing it to me. Now, what was that, honey?
She certainly did, yes.
Okay. And she said...
And she was...
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. She was a redhead,
okay.
But I think it was, maybe it was more brown red.
Right, yeah, it's mid-tones. I didn't see the reddishness to it. I just saw the mid-tone color, not real dark, and not blonde. So it certainly could have been a brownish red that was in there. I just didn't see the red, but it's mid-tones in there. She's graying. She didn't gray a lot. Okay, she has some gray, but she doesn't gray a lot. She's making a comment on that. I didn't gray that much. She says, you're like me, Nathaniel, you're holding your color of your hair longer than most people. She says you're very handsome. She says she's always so proud of you. She says, I tried to nurse you back to health for some time when I was on Earth with you. Let me just see what she means by that. You had some problems that she was trying to help you with. And a lot of it, okay, this is kind of interesting, Nathaniel, and maybe a bit too personal, but she's saying that she tried to give you high self-esteem. And she always, yeah, she says ego problems, a way people perceived you. I always wanted to tell you, Nathaniel, and I now tell you again, that being unique and creative is what it's all about. Being different is great, not something odd. And I want you, again, I'm going to remind you to honor that. Okay, honor it like I honored myself. She says, I was a little bit, according to what other people were, I was a little different too, Mom says. There's a name coming in like a Monica or Maureen or something like that. I just kind of went through my head. I don't know if that fits to anyone you know off the top of your head, but maybe it will make sense later. But she says, I was unique. Mom was very unique and creative, and you were proud of that. You were proud of me. But yet, because you're creative, you didn't really know where that sits in the scheme of things, if that's so great for you. So she says, it is great for you. And don't give up on that creativity. It's very, very important to honor your creativity and uniqueness. She says a lot of the things that you think about and that you write about have not been discovered yet or acknowledged yet. You have a lot of foresight, but eventually what you are seeing, thinking, and feeling is going to be recognized by others. So don't give up on your ideas and on your ideals. My beautiful, unique, and creative son. So that is her message for you today, my dear Nathaniel.
Hey, well, thanks. I'm glad she's probably happy that she was able to come through too.
I think so. I think so. So the main message is the creativity and uniqueness. Let me just see if there's anything else she wants to say. She's happy. She's very happy that she came through. She's not showing me. I can get it if I want to really scrap around, like the normal stuff we get in mediumship. I got some appearance, but I didn't get what she died of or anything like that. I did get the musicality. Let me just see if she wants to give me anything about that. Passing and all that, physical things, ailment. No, she says, I don't want to talk about that. She says, you're fine. You know who I am, the way I'm talking now, she says to you, Nathaniel, and I don't need to give any more of those gruesome details of my passing, which is really irrelevant for today. So I'm going to let her go.
Okay, well, thanks so much, Laura.
Thank you, Nathaniel. Thank you so much, honey, for calling in. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I could go back into that and really scrape around. They'll give me what I need, but I felt it would ruin the beauty of the message for him, which was very nice. Okay, I am going to go to Anna Marie, who I believe wants a life question. Hello, Anna Marie. How are you today?
I'm doing fine, and yourself, Laura?
I'm doing just swell. So you must be calling from Virginia because you're calling from area code 703. Is that correct, love?
That's correct.
Okay. I used to live there. I used to live in Virginia, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. Even though I'm a New Yorker, I lived in the Virginia, Washington, D.C. area and Maryland area for 4 years of my life, 1976 through 1980. I'm sure it's quite a bit different now, and perhaps quite a bit the same. Are you in the D.C. area?
I'm in the Northern Virginia area.
Northern Virginia. Oh, still has 703. Okay. All right. And you have a little bit of that beautiful accent. It's very beautiful. Okay. So what is your question? And please just give me the question, not a lot of background material, because I will be influenced and it would ruin or skew your answer. So just go ahead and give me your question, darling.
My question is, I'm wondering, will I be getting the Junior Integration Project Coordinator job?
No. No. You're not going to get that job. There is another job coming around the bend, however, which will be better for you. Even though you've had your sights set on this, you've had your sights set on it, but I have to say, I also feel that you think there's parts of it you don't like or want, believe it or not, is what I'm getting. There's some downside to it. So the other job that's coming in won't have the downsides. It won't be as intense, nor will it offer you what you thought you were going to get from this job, which is a real bump up in the skill set, and the one that you're wanting would help you move up the ladder faster as you see it. The other job is a little bit more laid back, but you see, honey, one of the things Spirit wants you to know is it's better that you not be under so much stress right now, because the job that you want would be very stressful, and it's pushing you forward. It would have pushed you forward, but it's going to be very stressful. The other job is up the ladder a bit. but also just a little more lateral. But it's going to be easier for you in the long run to gain where you want to go where you want to go with the other job that's coming in. So even though I have to say I don't feel you're going to get the one you're wanting right now, there's going to be something coming in right after that that's going to be better for you in the long run. You seem to have responsibilities outside of work, which are very demanding. It feels like you have a family or something like that. So, you're a driver type, Anne Marie. Anne Marie.
Yes, but yeah.
And you want it all now. You're a creative thinker. You're a very dynamic person. You have brains, and you're going to be a little disappointed, except for the fact I'm warning you that you're going to get something else right after that, which will be better for you in the long run. You're going to think, oh, it's a consolation prize, but no, it's going to let you get to your goals better because you won't be as stressed out and you will be able to do a great job with it. And that is going to be the right and proper foundation to move up the ladder in a more paced fashion versus plunging forward, which is what this job you're wanting would do for you. Make sense, please?
It makes sense.
Okay. So don't you worry about a thing, honey. Now, there's something about flowers around. Your flowers coming to you soon. I don't know what spirit means by that. I know that we're in the very early part of spring for that part of the country. Might have some, what they call those things, pussy willows with the yellow flowers that go after that. What do I mean by that, spirit? What do you mean by that? The flowers are coming to your home soon, unexpectedly. So are you in a relationship now?
No, I'm not. I am seeing somebody, but we're not like exclusively with each other.
Aha! Well, I have a feeling that that's either he's going to literally send you flowers, or that you're going to get closer to him. So, on another note, other than work and all that stuff, you're going to have this surprise. So, enjoy it, okay?
Okay.
All right, Anna Marie. You have a beautiful day, honey, and thank you for calling in, love.
Thank you.
You're welcome, honey. Bye-bye. Okay. Jesus. Let's see here. I'm going to go to Ilona, who called in much earlier. Ilona, somehow or other, you got pumped down to the bottom of the queue. Hello, Ilona.
Oh, that's okay. Hi, good morning. How are you?
Well, for me, it's, if you want to know how I am, it's not morning. It's 1:42 p.m. So that's a giveaway. You're in California. You must be in California. Are you on Pacific time, Ilona? What time zone are you in?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I'm in California. Yes,
Uh,
yes.
okay.
I need to be back on the East Coast though.
Oh, well, you are right now, sort of, kinda, anyway. So go ahead and give me your question, darling, without a lot of background, just your question.
Okay. I don't. Okay, this month everything has just gone out of control. Is it going to calm down? Because I'm like, oh my God, I have never had things happen like this.
Okay. And don't tell me too much, okay? Don't give me background, all right? So I'm just saying for now, because I noticed I asked you not to give me background. You already gave me background. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just saying as we go forward in the reading here. Okay, Ilona, things going to calm down for her, yes or no? Well, the first thing I get, to add a little detail to the calming down, is a feeling of you having to be moved or movement. I don't know if that literally means that in your home you've had to move to another room, or if somebody's moving into your home, or what that means, but it feels like physically you're moving around a lot. Okay, I don't know what that means. You don't need to say anything about that. Let me just continue. This is for Ilona. Will things calm down? Yes or no? Yes, things are going to calm down in the near future. Do you have a daughter?
I have a daughter, but I haven't seen her in years.
There's something about her and her having a child that's going to be a big change in your life. Maybe you're going to reunite with her or something. I don't know why they're showing me that, because I do. It's so funny how they showed me. I see you, and then I see right off to the lower left hip of yours, which is on my right if I'm looking at you. I see your daughter there. She's going to be visiting you. That's what I'm kind of picking up. I know you asked me about something else. So that means things are going to be settling down right now with what's going on. They're giving me the wording of urban mess, like things in your neighborhood or things around you, movement, challenging issues, health issues, psychological issues, confusion, money issues, all that's going to settle down. Okay? And
thank you, Jesus.
yeah. Yeah. But when that
Because this month has been, I mean, I don't know, it's just like all of a sudden everything just blew up. Like, wow, like what happened? Okay, I'm like, okay, Lord.
Yeah. Well, that's all going to settle down, but then a whole new chapter. Something's going to happen with the daughter. I don't know what's going to happen, but somehow you're going to be able to see her. I feel this is what I'm getting is that, everything's going to settle down. Just when that all settles down, this new thing is going to happen, which I feel is a good thing, not a bad thing. Okay. And I don't know how she can be coming to you or seeing you or connecting with you, but I feel that there's going to be something going on there. It looks to me like she's had a child also, like there's a grandchild under her. I don't know if you know about that or not. And it feels, no, okay. It feels like she's more hanging out with her father or I don't know if there's a man around her. I don't know who that is. It could be that she went to the father's side of the family, or could mean that she just has a spouse now. But for some reason or other, that's part of the reason she's not in communique with you. It's because there's some man there who got in the way of that. Does that make sense to you, please?
In a way it does. But I'm not sure about who the man would be. But yes, it does. Yes, that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, some man stepped in the way. Okay, I just want to, I need to go to a couple of other callers before the show is over,
sure.
but your answer is yes, and don't worry about a thing. Just do what you're doing now, which is one foot in front of the other, and keep the prayers, because that's going to aid you in the long run. Okay, love?
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome, honey. Bye-bye, love. Bye-bye. And thanks for calling in.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You're welcome.
Okay, I just want to tell everybody that if you would like to be in the contest to win a free session, just go to spiritmediumtv.com, and on the upper right portion of that screen, you will see a form to fill in to join my mailing list. Don't hang up, everybody. There's plenty of time. I'll be taking some other people. So join my mailing list by going there. And the other thing is, if you want to have a session, private session with me, just go to spiritmediumtv.com, and you'll see item number 1 on that page is to book a session, and I'm having a sale. Okay, going to the next caller, which would be, I think this is somebody I haven't gotten to, 337. Yes, you've been waiting here quite a while, 337. And your name, please?
Hi, my name is Erica, first time caller.
Hi, Erica. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Very nice.
Thank you for calling in. Now, what is it that I can do for you, darling? Or can't do for you?
Let's see. Hopefully, let's see. I'm moving forward. I'm recovering from an injury, and just curious about what maybe careers I should be looking at, maybe going back in the workforce some months here down the line or a year from now, and if I'll ever get a love relationship. So those are my curiosities.
Okay, what is your name again, honey?
Erica.
Erica, okay, great. You can tell I have the memory of a sieve. Not really. It's just when I'm doing this work, my mind's in another place. Okay, well, we're going to focus on, yeah, we'll just focus on one of them, which would be going back to work, getting back to work. And there's a feedback on the line, which means you have, maybe you're playing the video or there's an audio there. So please shut that off, okay? Thank you, honey. Okay.
Feedback.
Yeah, and it's very distracting.
Okay, I don't have anything else. Maybe it's up too loud. I'll turn it down. Okay.
Yeah, it's fine because it's gone now. Okay. Now let me go now to your question, work for Erica. Yeah, you're going to find work soon. It's not going to be very hard for you. It feels like something to do with food and helping people and being of use to somebody else. almost like in a role of being I don't know how to explain this, but there's something with food and cooking that you're good at, you know a lot about, and that you'll be able to utilize that in service to others or one person in particular. I don't know if you've been thinking about that, but there's something about you, Erica, that's very knowledgeable about foods, nutrition, cooking. Does that make sense to
Yeah,
you?
I'm trying to change everything I'm eating currently and get more into clean eating. So I've
Oh,
got to
okay.
start with myself first. So
Well,
yeah, that's
yeah.
where that comes from.
Well, that's going to be your career if you want it to be. If you want to, you start using that in service to others, and perhaps one person in particular, somebody who has the money to pay for your services. It looks like one person in particular, maybe a more senior person who's looking to gain back some strength and health, and that would be something that you'd be very good at and that you would enjoy, helping somebody, do that. And that would be it. That's what I'm getting. So I don't know if it's a job or if it's self-employment. I'll find out. It's more self-employment. That would suit you better as well because you don't like being confined, and you don't like to be in one place for very long. You like to have your own freedom, if you will. And that's one of the caveats of coming from this place of illness where you weren't working to going to work again, is thinking, I don't want to be confined. You need to be aware of that thinking, and remind yourself that just because you're earning money doesn't mean you'll be confined. The reason I'm saying that is because you could get in your own way to earn money if you have that block or thinking about it. So think big, think big. You can be self-employed, yes, indeed, and you can have the kind of lifestyle that you're hoping for, with flexible schedule and that kind of thing. Makes sense to you, please, Erica?
Okay, something to think about.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. And so that's what's going to work for you. That's what I'm getting anyway. So look in that direction. Now, as far as love life goes, that won't be right away. If you're asking about somebody in particular, I don't see anybody around you right now. Are you asking about anybody in particular, love?
No, I haven't been in a relationship. I've been out of work for the last 5 years dealing with a head injury. So things are slowly coming around. And I know that they will want me to go and get a job soon,
Oh, yeah.
federal. So I'm just thinking about other things that I can do. I mean, I can take a job, but I want to lean more towards helping another person and
Perfect.
developing passions.
Oh, that's wonderful, honey. And I do see that for you. And I do feel that after you get that going, then the love will come in. But that will be for another day on the phone, or if you want a private session with me. Join our contest.
Yeah, certainly.
All right, love.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you, honey. Bye-bye. Okay, again, just to remind you, if you would like to be in to win a free session, join the mailing list at spiritmediumtv.com on the right side of the screen, upper right. And if you'd like a private session, I'm now having a sale. Go to spiritmediumtv.com. Item 1 on that page allows you to book a private session with me. Okay, I'm going to go to area code 910. If you ask a question, don't give me background, just give me the question. And if you want other side connection, let me know. What's your name, please?
Hi, my name is John.
Hi, John. How are you today?
I'm hanging in there.
All right.
Hanging in there.
Okay, what can
I would actually appreciate a message from the other side. Would be great.
Okay, let's go for John. Message from the other side. Do we have anybody for John? No, there's nobody there for you, John. I'm only kidding. Let's see. I mean, it's like, do we have a no-show for John? Hold on. Okay, there is a female here popping forward, and she feels more of a senior generation. I'm going to go more lateral to you, and I'm going to go to father. I'm going to go around you, see if there's anybody else. John here. Oh, ha 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 ha. This is a little different. I'm trying to find something a little different. Uh, there's a little dog here that shows for you. Have you lost a dog, please, in your lifetime, or somebody you know?
Yes.
Okay. This particular animal is very, very cute. He's mid-sized animal. I don't know dog breeds that well, but he looks like his fur is on the whiter side with some brown spots in it, and the ears are a little bit more brown. Does that fit a description of an animal you know has passed?
Definitely.
Oh, he's here. He's barking up a storm. He says, "Thank you, Daddy, for taking care of me all those years." He says, "You've not lost me." And he says, "My transition was not at all difficult." I can go on and on and on. But before I do that, is there somebody, because we only have a couple of minutes left, is there somebody you're wanting me to go for that? There's a female mother figure there. It could be a grandma or an aunt or something like that. I don't feel any laterals to you right now. If there's like a woman that you've lost or a friend you've lost, I don't get it, but maybe you can ask for whom you want.
Actually, any guide for the female is fine.
The female or a spirit guide? Okay. I think the spirit guide would be kind of interesting. Let's go in that direction, because this woman, she's a lovely woman. But I can develop her. But I think she's stepping aside to let me do the guide. Hold on. Who's the charismatic one, Spirit? Is it him, John, or is it you, this woman in spirit? You have this word charismatic. Hold on, I'm going to develop that. You're charismatic, John. You have a lot of, you're very charismatic. You have a lot of healing and creative abilities that are available to you. This go around, this lifetime, you've only begun to tap or scratch the surface of this. You will be opening up doors for yourself as you move forward. Now, what do you mean by this, Spirit? Are you saying he's like John of God or something? Or he's a very charismatic healer? What do you mean by this, Spirit? We mean that you have the ability to open up doors for yourself by honoring your true nature as a healer. Don't let anybody tell you differently. It may sound a little bit odd from time to time to think of going in that direction, because it's not status quo, nor is it conservative, nor is it traditional, nor is it what's the word they're trying to give me, secure. But those are the doors that will open for you. Should you try to push them open, they will open easily. The work you're doing now is not creative, and it's not good for your health, because it is not creative. It's not using your surreal ability to create something from nothing. You are creative type. Creative genius, actually, is what they're telling me. And you have to honor that part of yourself. Without your creativity, you would be null and void. You would not exist in the continuum of events that's called your lifetime. In other words, we as your guides want you to understand that honoring your true nature is what you've come in this lifetime to do. Not to be like everyone else, not to follow status quo, but to break off from the norm and have the courage to do so. Now, as these words come through, I feel that you have responsibilities. It's not just a matter of you and what you want to do for yourself, but there are other people that are dependent on you for survival, like as if you have a family. Is that true, please?
Yes.
Okay, so you have to do it in baby steps. Okay? You have to do it in baby steps, John. And it will come to you, but it will have to happen a little slower and over time. And so you feel, to be honest with you, you might at times feel very agonized, because out of one part of yourself, you want to be the traditional provider there for the others. And that another side of yourself is just yearning to express and be creative. And you will be able to find the balance over time. And it needs to be done.
90 seconds.
Needs to be done slowly. Okay, so I hope that makes sense to you, John.
Absolutely.
Okay, honey. Thank you so much for calling in. Namaste, darling.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, I want everyone to join my mailing list. If you're still listening, just go to be in the contest to win a free reading. Go to spiritmediumtv.com. Upper right of the screen there is an opportunity to join my mailing list, and you will be in to win. If you want a session with
60
me,
seconds.
just go to spiritmediumtv.com. Item number 1 on that page is the opportunity to book a sale price on a private session. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Bye.